Good, good day to you. Today I want to discuss the gates of your life. You may wonder what gates are. Gates are the influences that have come into your life and the influence that goes out of your life. Whether we understand or remember, there are gates that were opened into our life, even when we were in our mother's womb. So a fetus receives the maternal impulses as it comes through her spirit and her mind, and it gets translated into the fetal brain through the prostaglandins that work on him. I am Dr. Lalit Mendes. So, without you knowing what has happened to you in your mother's womb, whether there was a rejection, agreement about your conception, begins to work into your psyche from the mother's womb. That's where ADHD or certain syndromes of childhood behavior of inattention, impulsivity, and hyperactivity begin, which doctors diagnose as ADHD. I was the founding head of the Department of Pharmacology in a state medical faculty, so this has become my research area. But today it's a friendly talk. Everybody can understand. I'm not using too much of scientific jargon or technical words, but it's a fact that you need to know what could have gone on when you were a little baby in your mother's womb. That will manifest as soon as you're born, whether you will feed from her easily or angrily, whether mom had to take you around, and how close were those bonding times when you were young. All that matters. In fact, we advise parents when the mother is expecting to speak to the baby in the womb with infant directed speech, as if the baby understands, and to bond with the baby. Even if you go for work, to take at least 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the noon and evening, to speak to the baby, and of course more time directed to baby in the womb. And of course everybody knows after baby is born, bonding is very important, and the first 3 years of intelligence grasping are largely made by how mom related, how much time mom had, how much depth and love mom had for intimacy. So our first brain tract is called the empathic intuitive brain tract. How I think of myself largely comes from mom's bonding in the first 3 years. Then we have the next brain tract, which is called empathic relational, how confident we feel about handling challenges and other outside influences, for which dad must be there from 30 onward. That does not mean father can be absent before that, but from the 4th year, father's influence begins to be very palpable. So he should be there to teach the child the next step, next stretch, next stride, and next spring. So this is all in the context of how you now face up to challenges and what have been the gates of your life that made you. Gate is a place of influence passing in and what comes out of you. So if what goes into you is not matched with what comes out of you, you become one who's influenced by your surroundings more than one who can influence your surroundings. We have a promise from God, and he said, I bless them. It's a promise for both husband and wife together. That's why marriage is such an important thing. I bless them to be fruitful, to multiply, and to fill and fulfill your portion, and then to steward whatever comes under your hand in your area of life, in your sphere of influence, juniors, resources, work fields, work abilities, opportunities. So you become a good steward. And the 5th part of it is take dominion, authority over influences that come in that try to invade your good product. So I want to give you 7 such instances referred to in Psalm 91. Now I have to tell you that when I got through the A-level exam as the first in the science section, the biology section in 1970, I did not believe in any truth beyond the science truth. It was through discussion, discovery, even debate that I came to believe in God who can be known, God who is intelligent, God who does not play dice with the cosmos, that's Einstein, and all pioneer scientists believed in a personal God who has given laws of science, so science can be investigated, and science runs on the laws given by a lawgiver. So that's one approach. However, today we are not getting into an intellectual exercise, but to see what influences that have really shaped our lives and continue to affect us whether we know or not. So the first one is called, for it is he who delivers you from the snares of a bird catcher. So that's an influence that came into your life when you were flying with your wings. Suddenly something clipped your wings. Do you have an experience like that? Either in childhood, harsh treatment, harsh correction. So we must never correct our children harshly because they are trying out their wings. They are trying out their flight span and flight height. Any rude correction and all the time depreciation rather than appreciation will curtail their flight span, flight distance. Also, the confidence with which they approach new opportunities or new challenges. This begins with a toddler trying to get up and walk and so on. So a bird catcher are circumstances that clip their wings. And when you look at a person like that, you can say something has happened to this person. He has suffered some injury of character, injury inside, and he seems to have a limp. His wingspread has been curtailed. He should be doing more, but he's late on things because there was a bird catcher that caught his wings in a trap. It may be a sin, it may be a instance where a senior corrected him so harshly. So now he finds that he is trying to fly but can't get it on time. He's trying to fly, can't get it to that full height. He's trying to fly, but he never achieves the speed. Someone else beats him to his goal. He's trying to fly, he gets tired easily, he gives up easily. So if you have seen this in your child or in yourself, you need to understand a bird catcher syndrome where the wing spread was curtailed. Wings did not grow to full height. So God works with this good principle. He is the Father of light. James 1:17 says, from whom all good things come, and he works it for a perfect, complete, good gift. Say with me, perfect, complete, good gift. That's where he is taking you. But if you find that everything you start and it doesn't get to that good reward, then you know that there is a trap, a thing that squeezes you before you get to the point. You know what a trap is. It curtailed you, it trapped you, your space was limited, and you were struggling. It could have incarcerated you, or it just delayed you, and you struggled and struggled, and you got out of it. But in your life, everybody can see that the effect of a struggle. So that is the first one I want to discuss. So how do you get rid of this? You have to pitch your steps and write down your goals every morning. Write a timetable every morning. And if your child is like that, write a timetable for that child. First 6 hours or 6 o'clock every morning. It's good to get up with early sunrise, at least by 5:30. Then you see the early sunrise and your melatonin begins to act accordingly, and your daily bio clocks come into play. And in the evening after 6 p.m., don't be on fast digital games, that kind of activity. Then the brain refurbishment under melatonin begins at sunset. So every sunrise, good to see, even from your home window. Every sunset, also good to see. That's the time you get out and play with your children. So everybody gets a bit of a sunset bath, so to say, so that your melatonin begins to work well. So what do you do? Early morning, 6 o'clock, you write down your timetable. This is what I will do. Write it down hour by hour. And you help your child also sit and plan it out encouragingly. So till about 2 o'clock school maybe, and then what else to do. So this is how you set a goal for your child. And then it's easy goals. Then 3 o'clock relax, 4 o'clock a little playtime, 5 o'clock study, whatever, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, till about 10, plan the timetable, and then the child feels that dad is giving confidence and giving a plan for the future. What am I addressing? Addressing the syndrome of how you overcome the snare of the bird catcher. What clipped the wings of your kid or yourself? No age is too late. Always speak to them quietly at the time they are most sensitive, that is when they are falling asleep after dinner. After dinner, oxytocin and GABA play a good role, even serotonin for satisfaction, GABA, gamma-aminobutyric acid for empathy, and oxytocin for communication. So it is after dinner that you definitely set the time for a little pep talk. Son, how are you doing? Daughter, how are you doing? That's the way, and every day a little pep talk. Not long discussions, not harrowing discussions, not reprimand and reprove and you should have done this. No, not that language. How are we going to get it better? How are we going to improve? So the next one that will affect us in our life are deadly pestilence, diseases that have taken a toll. So in the mother's womb or early days, when kids go through disease, it puts on them a dampening spirit and a fearful spirit, because that disease has a big effect on them. They are slow to attempt anything, and even in their studies, they become very nervous about exams, because when they were young, a lot of adrenal cortical axis did overdo because of the disease situation. So always be mindful that disease in early life has taken a toll, and how do you overcome it? Don't get into situations unnecessarily that puts you into stress, where your adrenocortical axis is on overdrive. So I have done 2 for today. So if you are the kind that gets jittery easily, don't put yourself into unnecessary tests. And certainly digital games are not the thing. You will be trying to compete, trying to do struggle for existence and survival of the fittest, even on the road while driving. Watch those things where your adrenocortical axis, the adrenaline, begins to have a flare-up easily. Attend on it. That comes from facing up to high-risk situations like a disease or some other high-risk situation like dad leaving home or constant fights at home that affects you in a way that you have not assessed. So the way to go about it is take challenges one step at a time. Make a big mountain can be bitten, chew it, bite at a time. Don't attempt to bite the whole thing, and face up to small challenges till you develop your stress response muscle, so to say. So I have done these 2 things: how to respond to a trap of a bird catcher that has come into your life, how to respond to a stress situation that has come in early into your life, and how to get over the 2. Next time we will do 2 more. Thank you for listening. I am Dr. Lalit Mendis. If you want any more reason and science clips like this, please send a WhatsApp now to 0742 11 5011. If you are abroad, please send that to +94 74 211 5011. My app is Golden Nuggets, Dr. Lalit. It's available free of charge for download. Many clips are available on Science and Reason. and that's Golden Nuggets, available from App Store or Google. So we have a good shepherd in our life, and he has prepared a table for you, the portion for your life, and he has filled a cup for you, how you are going to execute it. And that table has your associates, subordinates, your superiors, your colleagues, and your portion and measure of work life and finance life. So work with the table the Good Shepherd, our Lord Jesus Christ, has for you. So remember WhatsApp number to send and request any other clips on these lines, 074 211 5011. I'm Dr. Lalit Mendes.